Hi everyone, Darrell here. Uh, just wanted to do a quick check-in. So thanks for stopping by. I just wanted to let you know I'm working extremely hard on getting all 7 titles submitted to Nintendo. I have a few that have been submitted and I'm waiting for them to be confirmed. So the only one that has been submitted and confirmed so far is White Inside Its Umbra. I've sent in Vicarious Brothers and Gaiden Deathly Destroyers. So I'm waiting for confirmation that those have been received. And tomorrow I'll be working on Guardians and Metal Exterminators and um, a Gaiden on Wii U and also Undertakers on Wii U, and hopefully I can get those in. So I have some slightly bad news, which I'll get out of the way first. So unfortunately, I've been trying to get this sorted out over the past couple months, but it's just a bit paperwork and office stuff, and it's difficult to communicate through emails. So in Europe, we were requested to publish Ghoul Busters. Well, all of our upcoming 3DS titles, we wanted those on all 3DS models. Um, and somewhere along the way, our games were registered to be exclusive only. And that means that Ghoul Busters and Guardians and Metal Exterminators, even though I worked really hard to make them compatible with all 3DS models, it looks like they will be um, new exclusives. So to everyone that was looking forward to playing Guardians and to playing Ghoul Busters on their original 3DS hardware, I'm very sorry. I apologize. I really tried really hard, but it's not. You can't really blame Nintendo. I'm the developer and publisher. It's up to me. I should have pushed harder to try and get this issue sorted, and I didn't because I am still quite a bit intimidated by Nintendo because they're a very big company. I'm a small developer, and we have a pretty good relationship, but I don't want to become unpleasant. So when it comes to issues like these, I tend to stay a little quiet and I let things play out. I try not to be too proactive in an annoying way. And because of that, um, I wasn't able to sort out the issue of getting these codes fixed. I've been trying for a while. Um, so in Europe, um, Ghoul Busters and Metal Exterminators will be new exclusive. Um, and I'm just double checking that Metal Exterminators and Ghoul Blisters will in fact be um, compatible with the original 3DS in North American regions. So to everyone that I've caused some disappointment for, I'm very sorry. It really was up to me. I should have worked harder to get it sorted out. Um, but the fact of the matter is, there's very little time left, and um, these things take time to sort out, and there's very little time left. Um, so, in fact, getting these games ready is extremely difficult. This is 7 titles. I'm working alone from a development standpoint and from a publishing standpoint. Um, when it comes to marketing, uh, I'm alone in that as well. And just working on one title, it's manageable by yourself, but I had 4 weeks really to get these 7 games in, and White Inside Its Umbra was a huge title. That's a massive title. I was going to make that my main product uh, for the first part of this year, and that was what I was going to focus on, and then have a second product in the end of the year. So having gone for all 7 is a major deal. Not only do I have to develop these products, in order to submit them, they have to look and feel like a complete title, and I've got them to a point where legally they're a complete title. They're just very small in that they have like the first level, and that's about it. And that allows me to submit them to Nintendo. Um, but uh, aside from that, there's a lot of business stuff that goes into it. There's a lot of registration, paperwork, boring office stuff, and then there's manual creation as well. So I have to create the manuals, and there's the mastering process and getting everything ready. So unfortunately, um, there are just some things that I couldn't sort out in time. But the good news is so far it looks like we'll still be allowed to submit these titles and they'll still launch in Europe on the new consoles. What I have playing on the screen here is the frame rate is a bit choppy because it's a video recording and that uses some CPU or a large amount of CPU. But what I'd like to show in the video here is just the increased well, the sort of the visual overhaul that is coming to Three Down Stars. So I'll just sort of zoom in here, and you can see the texture on the cabin. Uh, this I'd in order to make things stable for the most recent updates, I had to keep cutting textures down more and more and more. But because of the work that I've been doing on our four other 3DS titles, I've actually been able to experiment with some different techniques as a developer and as a designer, and also uh, as a 3DS developer. And because I was able to experiment and try new techniques and do different things, I was able to optimize the game in ways that I wasn't aware of, or I wasn't able to when I was creating Three Down Stars. So the work that I've done on these upcoming four 3DS games, I'm backporting and putting a lot of that work back into Three Down Stars so I can improve Three Down Stars. So that means it's more stable, better frame rates, faster loading, higher quality textures, sharper visuals. I'm going after I've got these seven upcoming games sorted out. I'm going to manually adjust every single texture in Three Down Stars so the game can have a higher contrast, more vibrant look on the 3DS screen. And I've just tested, parts of some areas, and I think that it it is really pleasing to look at on the screen with the adjustments that I've made. The frame rate in this area, when I'm not screen recording using up CPU, it's actually quite smooth. So I'm very happy with that. Um, you'll notice a lot, almost every single visual aspect of the game will be improved substantially. There'll be far less crashing. I can't make any promises yet, but I've been trying to do the same sort of crash testing um, that I was doing with earlier versions of Three Down Stars, and I haven't got the game to crash yet, but I haven't spent hours playing it because I'm busy developing. But in situations where I was able to reliably get the game to crash in previous builds of Three Down Stars, this new one is now stable and it's not crashing. So again, thank you to everyone who's still playing Three Down Stars. Thank you to everyone who's picked it up recently. Um, I I have a mixed relationship with Three Down Stars as a developer because this game was extremely difficult to develop, and it was terrifying and frustrating because the development software uh, it became increasingly unstable throughout the game, and it put a huge amount of stress on me because I needed the game to sell to start paying my bills. And so the fact that uh, Unity became increasingly unstable the more I worked on the game. It attached a lot of negativity to the game for me. But I'm at a point where people still message me every once in a while and they'll let me know how much they enjoy Three Down Stars. Um, and that's sort of changing my opinion on Three Down Stars um, a bit. And I think over time, my feelings towards Three Down Stars will probably change. Um, just knowing that people still really enjoy it, despite the fact that with updates I've had to cut back the visuals and I'd have to make things muddier and uglier. I don't want to do that. Um, but the game, it's more important that it's stable, and that's largely the reason why I'm going back and I'm going to put in a lot of effort to make. I'm going to try and make this as good looking as I can, the best looking that I can, because I know that I can employ some strategies to make it more stable. And that's 100% because people still message me and they tell me how much they really enjoy the characters, they love the story, and people have sent me screenshots of how much time they've spent on Frontier Fighters and they really enjoy it, and that makes it all worthwhile, and the negativity that I feel towards Three Down Stars is really disappearing for the most part because people have really enjoyed the game, and that's great. So for everyone that's still playing it and for everyone that's just started playing it, I'm going to do this update for you. I'm going to make the visuals I really want this to be the best looking game that it really physically can be. And I know that the next build is going to be the most stable build. Um, I'll be adding a new playable character and maybe some weapons. We'll see. And yeah, so that's where we are at right now. I am not developing right now. I'm getting the games into a state where I can submit them, and I am submitting them, and it's a lot of paperwork. But it looks like I'm getting through it all right without too many problems. So hopefully tomorrow I can get 3 more games submitted, and then before Monday, I should have all the titles uh, submitted if there aren't any issues. But again, I'm waiting to see if Europe can sort of sort out this registration issue, because I would really like to get these games launched on all 3DS models. And if that's not possible, if they're not able to sort it out, it's really on me. It really was my fault for not putting in more time and effort to get it fixed. Um, then the games will launch as new exclusive. And again, I apologize for that. I really should have done better. Um, uh, but that means that I'll just try to make the games that are exclusive to the original. I'll try to make them even better to make up for it. So thanks for stopping by. That's just a short check-in. I hope that you are all doing well, and I hope you're all safe and healthy, and you're having a healthy diet. Don't eat so much candy. I really don't want any more candy. I kind of had enough. I mean, I kind of had enough Cheetos as well. I don't know if I could have another bag of Cheetos for a while. Uh, Thank you for stopping by. Stay healthy. I'll see you around. Cheers.